All right, we'll call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order at 7:04 p.m. And I guess we'll just jump right in. Reapps. You guys want to start? Yeah. Come on up.
You can take another share over. Make it a one-seater.
And it caused problems.
You're 5 minutes. You're 5 minutes. How's the ruckus?
Yeah.
Just go to,
Yes.
Yeah, tech.
Mess around here.
Biggest touchscreen I've ever seen.
yeah. Good. Good there. Yep.
Name and address and then jump right in.
Leo Roach, 4 Pearl Street, Mystic.
And Bruce Lack, 632 Knowing Road, Mystic.
The reason we're here tonight, guys, is just a little bit, well, maybe we can only have about, but it's just a cinch. Okay, okay. Yeah, where are we?
There you go.
There you go. So it's the signage on Main Street, actually directing traffic towards Pearl Street. I know a lot of the merchants down in Pearl Street are not very happy with it, and I don't think it looks very good. But we, as the merchants down there, were kind of onto the town for the last couple of years to, give us more signage. And the best they came up with was the brown sign at the top, with the shops, which you can hardly see. And then I was talking to Bruce, and we're talking about town. Bruce is the man around town, and I asked, I was like, maybe we can do a sign or something better that looks better, because it's not very historic looking. So maybe as a, two birds with one stone, maybe we can get a bigger sign for that corner and maybe something really nicer. So we kind of came up with this with Cam, he does all the wood signs, and this is just something he pulled up really quick. And maybe we put something like that in the corner, get rid of all that other stuff, maybe come up with something better. And I think it would be nicer looking. It would help the merchants down in Pearl Street. And I think, the fact that we're a historic town, I think this would be nicer looking signage than what we have right now. So we just wanted to bring it to you guys and see what you think.
Their sign is, let's for the sake of argument, shops, food, Pearl, and parking are basic going north-south. Is there a sign underneath Pearl and above parking that's going east-west?
It says West Main Street.
Okay.
Yep.
So would you leave that one up?
You would, yeah,
Okay.
you'd have to do that.
I think because those are state street signs.
That's
so
why
I
I'm
think,
wondering, like,
we weren't really sure of, in terms of the town, where all the decision-making lies, when we figured that the HTC was the first place to stop, because just wanted to make sure it was something that was, in the purview, and we're not really sure what other approvals we would need. But we also, in terms of financing it, the chamber and the downtown merchants received some money from Chelsea Groton from the parking there that they want us to use in downtown to better downtown. So that would be something. And I'm not even sure we gotten a quote on it yet, but the chamber certainly has some money that we can donate or have help with it if that was an issue.
I just don't know. Can you take down the state road signs?
Not without their permission. So I was gonna make a couple comments on that. So we're a CLG. We found out we are a certified local government. So I like the way you guys are going with this. One of the grants we can get is actually to have historic district street signs are different than the rest of them. Which, if that's what we're gonna do anyhow, I would love to hold off on this so that there's a uniformity. I gotta tell you, the one thing I do love about the sign, though, just as an aside. Little weird thing about me is I metal detect old historic sites. I found a street sign from the 20s in my front yard that has that same figure on it. So it is a very historic throwback. So I do love the sign. I don't know what you guys think. I just think until we kind of know what the CLG will provide us in grant money, especially if we decide as a group we want to go with a historic
That's a good idea.
district street sign, we just,
I'm just wondering if you want to do something in the interim, maybe switch out the parking sign that you had approved and just put this one up temporarily, and you can always move it somewhere else. If you want to try to get the other stuff up. Let me think about that, and then go back and deal with the rest of them.
I'm not even sure how much jurisdiction we have over street signs that are off of buildings. I see, but like state signs.
Yeah.
That's my,
State sign, construction signs, and temporary signs, no.
right,
that's why I think we're better off waiting for.
like have jurisdiction
If it
over.
just said Pearl Street, then
Yeah,
forget
but-
it. It's like the other side.
I think it needs to be cleaned up anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think you'll get any argument. I won't speak for everybody.
But anyway, as I say, you could have a lot more colors in this or whatever the, historic commission come up with.
I personally love the sign, Leo. I think it's beautifully done.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the sign.
Change it.
It's not, I just don't know how much power.
But and I think that one of the things that even if the HCC didn't, let's say that there wasn't any decision making here, I think that we're both interested in what you have to say so that we can make it even, we want, to be respectful to the process and to what you guys are doing and come by and say, like, if you saw that and said, yeah, we love it, or you came back and said, oh, we don't like the hand, we prefer something else, I think we would take that into consideration in terms of making sure that what was presented, regardless of what, you say, regardless of whether you.
Sure, street and traffic signs are regulated.
They are.
I mean, I'll send you a picture of the historic sign. I don't know if your sign makes it or it's an accident, but me being the historic, like purist, I love it because it's a throwback to the signs.
The
Years ago.
the grant stuff that you're talking about, is that like something that's in the pipeline that you're trying to move forward with, like for all of the district?
So we just pretty much found out we were CLG, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? So it's something I'm learning about. We have a workshop coming up in a month. But I know street signs. So if you guys go to New London in their historic district, notice there's a completely different sign with the, forget the name of the Captain Coit House on it. That's all through that program. So I was something when we found out more I wanted to bring up is I think it'd be cool to have a street
Get
sign.
a uniform look.
So when you, I'm sorry.
So I was gonna say, I guess if you can go to the state and the DOT tells you you can change it out, then come back and.
So I actually can go to the state or.
Yeah.
anybody can?
We've been talking to the DOT commissioner because he was part of the bridge anniversary. So I have his office, so we can send him something and ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, if he gives you the okay, come back and get it approved.
Yeah, exactly.
If not, my suggestion, if you want to switch out your sign, but in conjunction with that, by the time you get anywhere with the DOT, no offense, they'll probably have an answer on your.
Right.
Are you okay with the dimensions and everything right now, or is that something down there?
Let's say 5 feet by,
It's
3.
5 foot by 3 feet.
So without walking down and measuring it, Leo, it seems a little big to me, to be honest with you.
that seems really.
It's
big.
gonna replace that brown sign. Is that what you're thinking?
No, it's going to replace the old sign. All those 3 signs there, the parking, per and the shops. It'd be up higher,
What's the width of the shop's food Pearl Street sign?
about 8 inches. No, it's about 12 and 12,
Right.
14
Okay,
inches.
okay.
I would think if you can get an answer from DOT whether you can do it or not, then I think it would be more of a process of doing.
Yeah,
all of it
okay.
and figuring it
We
out.
can reach out tomorrow.
I mean, if DOT says yes, honestly, what I'd like to see if somebody did a cardboard cutout just that size and held it up there, so I got an idea of massing, that would give me.
Right, for proportion purposes, if you like.
You just don't want to do it without trying to do all. of them.
No, like I said, I think when I'm talking to DOT, I agree. By the time you get an answer, I'll probably have an answer from SHPA about the street signs, and so we can. I wouldn't be surprised if we get an answer at the same time.
It would just be weird. I mean, I think it's great, but it'd be weird if we approved it and then suddenly like everything else looked different.
No, no, we're fine. Listen, as I said, we're having a conversation tonight, so.
Yeah.
Well, that was John's first point. And I think it's a little concerning, because I think one concern is that they want all the signs to look similar, you know, it's like a branding thing, like they all have the same look. And so that's a nice look, but maybe not everyone likes that look. Is the issue, right? So I'm not trying to stop it, but I'm trying to say, if all the merchants or all, or whatever if you knew there was going to be a consensus, because my worry is that somebody will say, I like green, green, I like blue better or whatever, and then agreeing on a artistic kind of thing is sometimes a challenge and takes a while. I don't know.
I think,
So
if-
it becomes a bigger project,
I
right?
got the green because of lamp poles.
Well,
So at least it.
so, you know, we don't want the next sign to look different than yours. and
Yeah.
say, how come, you know?
But I think if
like-
we,
You know what I mean? So I think it's cool, but I also think it starts to set a whole
Yeah.
sign
And-
But
consistency.
I'm sure Cam will come back with a couple of different sketches.
Yeah,
You know, and again, you can, you know,
Right.
because otherwise you'll never keep everyone happy.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
That
we know.
we're hoping for most. but-
You know, I know.
I think also if this design or whatever does move forward and DOT, you know, is on board or whatever, and we, you know, even like the West Main Street, I mean, all the street signs in that area, right, in the Historic District Commission would ideally have the same kind of look, but to the grant I was talking about, so, yeah.
So it's sort of like a brand template kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
But I think,
I think you gotta start there only because the Niantic project I'm working on is on a DOT road.
Yep.
And I can't even move a no parking sign.
Okay,
So just.
Yeah.
You know, I hope you have good luck with it.
no, it makes sense.
And it might be too, again, just guessing, I could be wrong, that if we're doing something with the state anyhow, maybe they can.
Mhm.
So I think we just both need to research it and
Yeah.
come back.
But in the interim, if hypothetically you wanted to switch out that parking sign, that may be a solution to at least temporarily drive some traffic.
well, it looks better than what's up there. I'm always for improvement, and maybe if they come to standardization later, you know, you can redo it, so. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just,
But in, like you're saying though, in general, like, you know, you're going through a beautiful town and then you're coming, you know, it's kind of just thrown together. And it's not really helping anybody down Pearl Street. I'm down in Pearl Street, but I know the merchants down there are not happy with.
But they're just, you know, no business is closing,
Yeah.
and moving to the Velvet Mill, because she's not getting the traffic down there.
who is?
One.
Yeah, as athletic one, Leslie.
And that was a
Well, it's
big concern with her.
You need to push people to, they don't know.
Well, they don't know. You know, listen, I'm there 20 years. But you know, I see people going down there and, you know, they get to Young Buns or they get to the framing shop and they're like, they look like that, they'll move on.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, I don't know what more else we can get them down there, but this would be a start.
All right, we'll reach out to DOT tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for your time.
And Bruce, I'll let you know what I find out too, so
Okay.
keep you in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only initial comment is, I think that's too big,
Mhm.
but the concept's great. I
Okay.
think 3x5 is,
I think it actually needs a little bit more color, that's me personally.
oh, well, I'm just saying,
I know what you're saying.
I'm not going down that detailed,
Yeah.
I'm just going 3.
No, but if he paints it and he does that in like gold leaf, it would pop. I mean, it could be cool, but I mean,
I think it's cool, and actually with and as you said, the old.
Yeah, I'll send Bruce a picture of the sign, the old sign. It matches it exactly. It's pretty cool.
But hopefully it won't take a long
The
time.
canvas, but what it matches, yeah.
You know, hopefully that's not gonna bog us down, you know? Right, Bruce. Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't take us long,
good luck. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Well, at least we're in winter, so.
Right, I was gonna say, it's not August.
all right, thank you.
All right,
You guys,
thanks,
All right,
guys.
take care.
Come on up.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
My name's Molly Lubovitz. This is my dad, Kevin. We live at 123 High Street in Mystic, right at the top of the hill. And I'm starting a business in downtown. It's gonna be like a hot dog stand, and we have a spot for it. It's gonna be right next to the Banking Brew. It's a property owned by Sonny Glazier, and I've met with him a few times. And like he's allowing me to do it, and we figured out all the prices and stuff for that. But after reading the Historic Districts Guidebook, I have a few points that I want to review with you regarding the stand and how it's going to look. So we already have the cart itself, and this is what it looks like. Basically, it's 4 feet by 4 feet by 5 feet.
5 feet the height.
It's gonna be on like the grassy area.
The grassy area right near the frame shop, is that what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Wait, right to the right of it?
In between
Bank
Bank
and
and
Bridge.
Bridge.
If you're looking at Bank, yeah, Bank and Bridge, there's a little
Oh,
grassy area
gotcha.
right.
Oh, he's.
like
I
Where
didn't
you
know.
can see down to the parking.
I didn't know you owned that.
I didn't know that either.
yeah, he just recently
The corner.
got it, but yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's 4 points that I kind of want to go over with you. The first was we were wondering if we would be allowed to have a sort of canopy tent like this to go over it, or like plain white, or like this. It would be like 10 by 10 feet.
Temporary.
And
Place
we,
for more than 30 days. That's what you gotta watch out for. Temporary structures such as tents in place for more than 30 days are regulated. by you guys.
Right, so it go up and down each day. The site needs to be cleared off at the end of every day.
Oh, that's the plan.
So it falls within that, it falls under that. We just wanted to get y'all's take on it.
So I'm assuming you're a college student
yes,
and this is your business for the summer to make money for school.
okay,
No problem
thank you, okay.
Actually, my hat's off to you for not just going to get a job and being an entrepreneur.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Yeah. I've been working at Sea Swirl the past 2 years, and before that I worked at Adventure Mystic, like the paddleboard
Yeah.
place. But yeah,
Are
wanted to
you a
start,
business major in school?
no, I'm elementary
There
education
you
major.
go.
But if it all works out, I'll still be able to work in the summers at my hot dog stand. But the next thing we wanted to talk about was like a sandwich sign like this, like a folding sign. We would be using both sides, and it would be 30 inches tall and then 20 by 20. And we would just have that outside of the cart. Kind of like a menu.
Same thing, right?
Business sign, so it's a little different. It's not miscellaneous. So I don't know if you want to look at it or
We
not.
were going with this style because every business in town has it out in front, including Leo.
It's a chalkboard.
It's a chalkboard, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean,
It's a sandwich board.
my opinion, again, I've got people signs blocking handicap entrance, on sidewalks, and she wants to put a sign up for her business on the grass.
That's gonna be gone.
5 o'clock.
Yeah, what are the hours gonna be?
11 to 11
You're working it yourself?
with him.
I'm gonna help her when I have time, but that's our tentative plan to get a feel for when the busy times are.
Sure.
She'll, based on when foot traffic works the best, and then the night party crowd, I think.
I was gonna say the night party crowds would be
She
really.
falls into that. She's like, oh yeah, I was, monkeys at the end of the night.
This is on video for everybody to watch this. so you know.
But yeah, we wanted to see like, we want the lunch rush, but also we want the night crowd. So we wouldn't
So
be,
hot dogs only, what's the menu gonna be?
so far, like to start with, we would do hot dogs, chips, and like drinks. And then we will progress like toppings and stuff like that.
So you
But
do like a Chicago dog, a chili dog, you gonna do it all?
yeah, but we want to start off with just like some basic toppings, and then
Learn
just
the
to see how it
business.
goes. Yeah, we've been going to Costco and BJ's and all these places, and prices keep going up. But that's okay. We're just gonna.
I think as long as you take it out by the end of the day and you're just respectful about where you put it, I don't think it's an issue.
Okay.
What do you have in mind for lighting?
They're, I should have put it, they're kind of like almost like construction, like you see them everywhere now. they kind of hang down 4 to 6 inches. They're on a string.
Mhm.
They've got small watt bulbs. Just hang them.
Bistro lights?
Bistro lights?
Black
What
and-
did you call
they're
them? Like the
black
carnival?
wire.
Bistro lights.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what a bistro light is. Like,
It's just a bulb hanging from a string of lights.
yeah, pretty much.
Bulb's like yay big.
Yeah.
It's like an Edison bulb, but not the.
Kind of like the old, you'd use, well, in the old day, in construction things, you'd hang a light from the ceiling. It was not gaudy and industrial like that.
I mean, this is totally outside our purview. I'm impressed, and I think we would, not be good to kind of stifle her. Her.
Right, but we actually want to make sure we fully comply with everything and, because she's been working on it for a while. She just want to open up day one and get it shut down for something.
We started on the vending license.
Vending license,
They're all squared away with that. yeah.
yep, certification through, Ledgely.
Yeah,
The head,
Ledgely Food Dish.
Ledgely Health District, yep. All that's done.
Did they establish hours or no?
Do they establish hours?
Yeah, usually they kind of give you an idea what hours you
They
operate.
didn't say.
They don't. We usually talk about the hours you're gonna be operating.
Oh, we had to provide them hours. We had to
Yeah,
provide them a menu, stuff like that. But they just wanted for their records, so they have it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they didn't have to
Yeah,
prove
so
it.
it's like an established model that they could look at if there's a violation.
Correct. They want to know whether they can come and inspect. and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So not an HTC thing, but do you guys consider a non-meatless vegan option that's gonna be popular in this town? I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, we think, we're thinking maybe a little bit later on as well, like when we get a feel for what it's gonna be like, because we've gotten suggestions of like doing a sausage dog too, or something like that, so.
The
Yeah.
issue, her aunt is vegan and, the issues that she brings up to us is it can't really touch anything else that's been touched by meat. So it would be a completely separate, maybe grill, it'd have to be grilled on the side
Yeah.
versus, the hot dog car is, it's got 2 steam bays, and, whatever else you got on it, different departments for everything else.
Right.
So it just has to be to be truly vegan for them to be happy, for her aunt to come eat at it. It has to really comply with the vegan store restrictions.
So the cart goes away every night or the cart just gets locked up?
No, we would be bringing it up to our house and putting it in our garage. Yeah, just since we're close, we're able to do it. And yeah, we talked to Sunny about that and decided that was the best option. We can attach it to the back of my mom's car with a trailer hitch and just bring it up. And then where the sidewalk goes down, where you walk, we're just gonna back it up onto there and then roll it.
Yeah, I think if it's all temporary, you can do whatever you like. It's pretty cool.
Well, there's one more piece that you may not say that. to.
Yeah, just after listening to the previous
Yeah, this is a little far.
sign
But
thing.
we figured we try. Actually.
Like a banner, we were thinking, like hanging from, our setup is gonna be. Did you put the? Our setup is gonna be the cart and then,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, oh, okay, sorry. The setup's gonna be the cart, this is the street and this is the grassy area, the cart, oh, yeah, that's what I meant, sidewalk in the street. And then 2 long tables like that, and there's no seating or anything, this is for us, and then another table back here. And so we would have the banner hanging from this table on the front. And this is what they
Going
would,
down like the table, like you're serving people on the
Right,
table.
like from here down, it
Yeah.
would be an advertisement, but it also block the coolers and stuff that would
Right,
be under
right.
with the
Yeah, yeah.
drinks and stuff. So this and the next that I'm just gonna talk about are we haven't settled on any designs yet. We just
Right.
pulled these off the
Yeah, no,
internet
these are
to
just-
come here.
I think if you did something classic and just followed Mystic,
I was just
whatever that
gonna
is,
Okay.
or those 2 in particular.
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
You
and
can-
probably not this one then. It would be
I
about,
think you could do something on your own that is more creative and fit in better.
Well, these here, go ahead, I'm sorry, explain that part. After listening to Bruce and,
these are,
this will work.
well,
Called flags, I think. I don't
yeah,
know.
they're
Feather banners.
they're
Feather
probably
banners.
13 feet tall. So I,
What'd you say?
Blade.
Feather banners.
Yeah, so we weren't sure,
This is another.
yeah, that's what it looks like. It's not us. That's just how it looks like at a spot.
You might find some pushback from neighbors.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be offend anybody. We don't even want to start that way. So that's why we're, not only we getting your, feedback on what's allowed, what not allowed, but how people react, how downtown merchants are feeling things. And we thought it was a little much too, but kind of like Leo was saying, you kind of look at that corner, you don't really see anything. So we thought maybe, but if it's any kind of question, take it away. This will make a better design. We just wanted to say a banner and we gave the different sizes that they came with.
Yeah, we didn't decide on that.
And we can design whatever we want on it.
What's the name of the stand gonna be?
Molly's Hot Dogs.
Molly's Hot Dog.
Do something cool like that.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, like
Molly's
And
hot
right,
dogs.
Molly,
Yeah.
and
Just
like-
make it more classic.
Oh, really?
Okay. Okay.
But we want to know if we had, it was, we didn't know, we read that
The guy.
guidebook, yeah.
Right.
And we marked out the areas that it was in. So we just had questions. We want to make sure y'all were.
I
We
think,
got your feedback and how to modify things, because we're doing with that sign. This was just kind of to show you what a banner looked like.
Yeah.
And not what we're gonna put for a design on it.
and plus, like, it's gonna hide the colors. It's gonna be aesthetically pleasing, just make.
I'll definitely make it look good.
If you really want to do those other things, you can probably do them. I just don't think you'd be received very well.
And we gotta be good neighbors. We hopefully, she wants to be there for a while. They'll really probably be annoyed that she's there.
We'll hope not.
We hope
But-
not.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
It's exciting.
And this was just, how she was saying the lot. So this is West Main Street.
And then-
It's this weird little like alley thing you always forget
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
It is,
it
yeah.
is. It's always.
Yes.
empty.
Right, just.
But
that
you're,
guy's
you
the only people that can get.
your car's gonna be on West Main Street, right? Someone coming down West Main Street will see
Kevin.
it.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, that guy's Banking Bridge, right?
yes.
Correct.
This is the jewelry store part and then the
And
frame
the
shop.
framing place, correct.
Will be upset as the people that let their dogs pee and poop.
I know.
Yeah, it's a funny little spot.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I can think of being like downtown between errands, grab a hot dog and a drink. I mean,
Oh, yeah, it's great.
It's
There's
awesome.
no, you have no hot dog competition.
Yeah, we didn't want to compete with anyone and we wanted to have something that families or tourists could go to, like they didn't have to sit down at a restaurant and pay a bunch of money. But we didn't want to compete with other businesses at the same time. So,
Ice cream shops, tried them for a while.
oh, they tried. Like,
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. I liked them, but apparently not enough of the other
Yeah.
people.
yeah. Yeah, another thing, like working at C-Swirl, I know that us and Seaview, they're pretty far from downtown. Like
Sure.
you can walk there, but something closer would be a little bit more convenient.
So you'd be like grab and go thing, which is great.
Yes, exactly.
When she said the tables were for us, they're for us, not for people to sit at, but to display the chips,
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not
cookies,
for
candy, whatever it is that she'll be selling.
Do you have any plans for trash? Or just? the
My next question
municipal
was
trash
garbage.
cans or
Yeah,
just- or
we're-
your own?
We're required
Okay.
by legislate to have our own receptacle.
Okay.
So it'll be probably like a, whatever, like a 2 foot by 12 inch thing that's just right beside the car that people can discard in.
And Sunny said that we can use their dumpster. They showed me where it was. I don't.
It's over by the parking lot. Isn't it across the street?
Yeah,
Parking lot.
yeah, it is. So we're gonna be able to do that. Tell you that.
And then, yeah, then the car's fully compliant. It has sinks, sanitizing, all 4 sinks. Oh, garbage. Oh, and it has a small built-on receptacle for trash, but that's more so for the user of the car to get rid of little things.
Right.
And
So
we'll do like litter pickup at the end of the night and stuff.
It's all a standing operation.
strictly
Walk down
go.
the street with a happy hot dog.
Just for what it's worth, just be cautious about taking it out of there, because if for some reason it does start to like live there.
Mhm.
And then it's there for more than 30 days and then it's not approved, then it becomes a whole rigmarole.
Definitely.
For overnight liability purposes and things.
Yeah,
Once it out of there.
That makes sense from Sunny's perspective.
Right.
All right, well, anything else you have to present?
No, that was all I've got for you
Cool.
today. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your time.
And I
Appreciate
mean,
it.
just do the research and like, look at like. They called soda fountain shops and stuff like that from the 20s and 1800s
Mhm.
and find the font that they used and kind of mimic that. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, make it cool.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So as far as like
Yeah.
appropriateness, how do we need anything from y'all? No, no. So, and we're gonna stick pretty much close to, pretty much to everything we've said, because we don't want to put a whole lot into it. We want it to be liked by the downtown or the community and be symbiotic relationship with everybody.
So
Peter,
they don't
since
need
it
any-
falls under our purview, are we better off just giving them a COA to cover cross the Ts and dot the Is?
Well, actually, if you're gonna call it the temporary, then it's not.
Okay,
So it's, if it's less than 30 days, temporary structures and fixtures don't, it's non-regulated activity.
Just keep it as.
So that's that delicate line you're
It's
kind of looking at.
gonna be less than 30 hours. I mean, because she's pulling it out each day.
Right.
So it's not even under
But
our-
keep it temporary anyways, because then they can be fluid in the business, otherwise.
But it's good to think about it, because if somebody complains, they could argue, well, it's there every day. I see it every day. It's gone 30 days and I see it there every day in that same spot.
that's why I was wondering if we should just
Okay.
give them a COA to. It's up to you guys. I'm good with it.
Well, the tent is just something we're putting out just in case it rains, something. She's gonna have an umbrella there, but
You want cool.
right, that was all it really was. So if somebody gives us a problem or somebody brings it to your attention, that's an issue. We have no problem taking it down.
Yeah, we'll have an umbrella with the car as well. So
If it comes and goes, it comes and goes.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, they can complain as much as they want, but.
I think that's why I asked about the vending license, because if it's a vending license, that means it's portable anyway. You can't keep it there for an extended amount of time.
Correct, it has to be moved daily.
Right, exactly. So that's why I was asking about that. Because they'll be regulating it from their end. So if there's somebody who has a complaint on it, they'd be going to them first, because that'd be the enforcement agency dealing with the vending license.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And if then there was a problem established there, saying, oh, no, it's been there for more than 30 days, then it would get back to us at that point.
Yeah, I think. fine.
So it sounds like it's better for us to stay away from it. Not make you come back and get a formal COA. Does that sound right?
Yeah, no, that's what I would do. I think it makes it easiest for you too.
Fantastic.
But thanks so much for coming and telling us.
of course.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to open them and go get a hot dog.
Should get out of school sometime in May, so look forward to it.
Yep.
Be creative with that sign. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah,
So, I
definitely.
think you got a good point, Bill. So,
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Super excited.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your
Just,
time.
is you and your dad, or are you gonna find other people?
At first,
Dad starts cramping your style and telling
yes,
dad
at
jokes.
at
Your
first,
dad's
it's just
bags.
gonna be us. At first, it'll just be us, but we would like to hire people in the future, so we're not working every day, because it's gonna be every day.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for your sanity.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, sure, like Monday to Thursday, 11 to 4. That'll be everything else.
Maybe.
All right.
But
Thank
no.
you all. Really appreciate your time.
Yes,
your
thank you so
insight.
much. Have a good night.
It's kind of refreshing. Yeah.
All right. Public communications. Approval of the minutes.
Ed.
Yes, minutes.
They're perfect. I think.
Right. Congratulations, Linda.
Yes, up there. Great job, Linda.
I move to approve. the
Oh,
minutes.
Peter's got his hand up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Peter Springs.
Can you hear me, guys?
Hey, Peter, how are you?
Good.
You just want to say hi or?
You just
Yeah.
unmute Pete.
There you are.
There you go.
You can hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm here tonight on 41 Pearl Street. Can you let me share, Pete?
You should be able to share right now. You're a participant.
Panel, yeah.
Says you cannot share screen while the other participant is sharing.
I'm sharing the main picture. I'm sorry. Yeah.
There we go. So 41 Pearl Street is Bonnie Nault's old house, which is right here. So this is Pearl Street, Eldridge Street. It's the house you see when you come up Eldridge, you're looking right at it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be doing a bunch of things to that house. But in the short term, the owner had moved in and she wanted a gas fireplace. And the contractor went and pulled a permit for it. And asked if he needed an HDC permit, and whoever was there told him no. But I then think Pete got a hold of it and he said, yes, you do need an HDC permit for this. And by that time, he had already installed it. So I'm here tonight to present it to you and get your feedback before I come for a formal application. And basically what it is this gas vent right here. That's been installed on the house. Ultimately, we're going to be re-siding the house with something a little more authentic. I think this is aluminum siding. And we're going to be redoing the windows. We're going to probably do a garage. And I think the rest of the house, we might be doing something, a canopy over the door and a different kind of stairway entrance here. But tonight I'm just here for this because it's been installed and they can't use it unless we get your approval.
I have a suggestion though, instead of getting approval, what if we just let them leave it for now until they do the whole thing? Because otherwise, why?
Because I can't issue the permit without having the certificate of
We
appropriateness.
can't use this gas fireplace until we say yes.
Well, let me ask another question. I don't know this.
Temporary one?
Can't issue temporary, it's not written in the bylaws anywhere, in the ordinance anywhere with the.
I just think it's kind of silly to approve that and then have them redo the whole thing.
Can, you know this because I don't know, can that be relocated to the roof or is it stuck there?
No, it's.
They can be lowered. That was
Or lowered?
I don't think it can be lowered. The stove is probably about up to here and then the pipe comes out the top. But it could go through the roof.
That would have been better.
That would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Those direct vents are pretty ugly, especially like. out there.
I agree. I mean, it looks like.
Yeah. I
Which
agree.
is why I was just wondering though, if you're gonna rejigger this whole thing.
Well,
So, Peter-
it's gonna take us some time to get the whole house ready for you guys to look at, but they'd like to use this.
Peter-
Yeah,
How long do you think it'll take you to get the whole house for you to come here for the whole house?
could be a month, 2 months. But she'd like to
So
use
Pete-
this winter, so that's why I'm here.
Can we do something where they have to move it in a certain period of time and they can use it till then, or no, is that not allowed?
The way it's written right now, I cannot issue the permit in the historic district without having HTC approval. Now, in fairness, I just to be full disclosure, I never approved the permit. It was sitting in my bin and I went through it and that's when I got a hold of them and said, you gotta go to HTC for this. So they installed it without having the approval.
That's right. That's correct. So if you want this to go through the roof, I'll find
Right.
out. if
Peter, hold on a second.
Sure.
So I'm putting in a driveway without approval is one thing. Sticking a vent out the side, I think. I just think if there's some way to make it be temporarily.
So I agree with you. If we can do it temporary, I'm good with it. If there's no way, then. You know me, I'm a precedent guy, then everybody's gonna say, well, you allowed this guy, and then
Yeah.
we have to draw a line in the sand. So if there's a way to let them temporarily use it on an agreement that in 2 months or 3 months, they'll relocate it to the roof, I'm good with that. But if not, then I'm not, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, then I think you gotta get it through the roof.
All right, so here's the thing about the certificate of appropriateness. No construction or demolition may commence whether or not building zoning permit is required, nor shall any building be granted prior issuance of such certificate of appropriateness. Certificate of appropriateness is valid for 5 years from date of issuance. So if you were to approve it,
He's got 5 years to put it through the roof.
We can't put a stipulation saying 3 months on the COA. We can't make that a condition.
May approve, let's see, an applicant may apply for and the commission may approve an extension. Any change in detailed scope of work requires approval for a new certificate of appropriateness. Any work stipulated as a condition of the certificate of appropriateness must be completed in conjunction with other work. So you probably could word something in there to that effect, but I'd still need a certificate of appropriateness with some sort of timeline stipulated in there on it.
So she needs a building, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. She needs a building permit to start up the stove.
Yeah, she got a mechanical permit. Yeah, we submitted a mechanical permit for that. And that's when I looked at it and I said, it's visible from the public view. It's got to go through HGC.
Right.
So I notified him that this is,
Right.
and in the meantime, when I notified him, he says, well, they already installed it.
So the work's not even permitted, even that part's not permitted.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. I didn't issue a permit yet.
A building permit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs one of those too.
Yeah, she has the building permit, but she never got an approval because she never got the HGC approval.
Oh,
I can't issue the building permit until
Until she has
until the COA is in place.
right.
So Peter Springfield, this is a pre-app clearly, right? Is
That's
that what
correct.
you're doing here
Yep.
tonight?
Yes,
So I got a crazy thought. He's got to come for an application the next meeting anyhow, right?
Mhm.
Do we want to have our training before that meeting? We can ask this question, they can give us legal guidance on it. And then we will know how to vote and not step in a problem.
I don't think,
I'm just, I I'm
I
just,
don't think you guys, I think you just gotta look at the facts in general and make a determination for
So-
that. No permit's been issued. The permit application came in. It was requested that they come to the HDC commission, but they did the work without the permit.
okay, I'm gonna be the bad guy here tonight. Not for any other reason. Can we tell him he's got to rip it out and put it through the roof?
Yep,
Can
sure
we
can.
tell him that right
Yeah.
now? I mean, I don't want to come across as a jerk, but I mean, it's not legal. I mean, it's,
I actually second your thought on it. So I'm with you on this.
My only thought, Peter Springsteel, is
Yeah.
that if you had a plan to put it out of the roof as part of a larger project that was gonna make it easier, and we could just set a timeline for like 2 months to let it just hang out there, instead of wasting time and money of having someone tear it out to then only change it out, they're gonna change it anyways. You know, I
Well-
think that would be cleaner, but it doesn't sound like we can do that.
I, I don't feel bad going back to them and say, hey, you gotta put it through the roof. And they can, I have 2 weeks before your next meeting or whatever.
Yeah.
To make sure that that can happen, and then, we'll come back with a formal, with it going through the roof, and then they can change it then.
I mean, if a direct vent like on the back of a building or hidden somewhere is one thing, but it's kind
Yeah.
of.
Do a
No, I
full
agree.
3 weeks from today
So
to the next meeting. So it's a full 3 weeks to the next
Right.
meeting.
We got plenty of time, and really, I just have to find out if they can go through the roof, and I don't see any reason why they couldn't, actually.
just because I'm still learning, can I ask if aside from the permitting steps that have been messed up here, right? If they came with everything as they should have and showed us this, is this the kind of thing you guys would approve?
I wouldn't, I'd want it to go through the roof.
It's I'm just trying to get the feel for it. It's
No,
across
I
the
mean-
line, right?
I just feel like it's so unhistorical.
So let me just say that I think when it goes through the roof, depending upon the listing of it, it may have to be 2 feet higher than with anything within 10 feet, so it might be pretty tall. Unless there's a way for me to get it up towards the top of the roof and come out there, but these ceilings in this house, you probably, can you see my cursor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So if this came up into the room and then followed the ceiling up to the higher part of the roof, you wouldn't see so much metal sticking up, but these ceilings are very low in the room, so you'd see this thing drop down in the bedroom. That's the master bedroom. If it goes straight up, I'm not sure, but you might see 5 or 6 feet of pipe sticking out of the roof. Just occurred.
that probably wouldn't fly. If that's the case, then they may have to get a ventless. I don't know. It's just kind of.
I'll have to check the UL listing on that. I don't know, Pete, if you have any inside.
You said gas, right?
Yeah, it's propane, I believe.
So it's just direct vent.
Right.
So don't think the direct vent doesn't have the same clearances as a
Oh, yeah,
normal.
that's right. All right.
Right.
So that, oh, maybe it only sticks out a foot or something.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. That's not so bad then.
So I'm gonna ask another dumb question. Just, I mean, we put, what do they call it? Compressors for HDC stuff? I mean, not HDC,
AC.
for air conditioning and stuff, for split heat pumps outside, which are bigger and uglier than that and not historic.
right, but we tell them to,
We try to get it out of sight.
Out of the public
We've
view.
Also got, climate change and other stuff on
Yeah.
the side, right?
It's only if they're visible from a public way does that come into play.
Okay.
and for example, the guy,
I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think it looks good either. I'm saying we've got other stuff like those things floating
the
around.
guy next to Mystic Market, he put one out there
Put a fence.
and we
by-
told him
Shield it.
to shield it. So
Screening or whatever.
to answer to your point, that's what we would tell them to do.
Yeah.
I also just think like, okay, solar panels, we can't do anything about, but HVAC stuff, it's like, it is what it is, and you kind of, what are you gonna tell people? You can't have cooling. you can't have heating,
I
you
agree,
know,
I agree. It's
this,
it's
like-
It's got more,
there's an alternative.
Right.
You know,
okay, no, good, thank you.
yeah,
I'm just trying to. make
those
sure I
things are just
understand.
always ugly. Those direct vents.
No, Peter, thank you for being, I'll say it, very reasonable and amenable to what we're saying. And so,
Yeah, I have no problem. I mean, I'm just the the go-between here.
oh, I know, I know, but I'm just, I don't know.
I appreciate that. So I'm gonna push them to put it through the roof and we'll come back with a formal application with that scenario in mind.
Yeah, get that aluminum off. Lighting.
Does anybody need a direct vent cover? All right,
All right, Peter, thank you.
thank you guys. I appreciate your time.
All right,
And
so
Eric, I'll
Joe-
see you in the morning.
Oh, yeah. And I'll talk to you in the morning. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Um,
So
I gotta go
Oh.
back, so I'm gonna move to approve the minutes of January 3rd.
just gonna say,
I second that.
All right, so all in favor? Goodman, aye.
Gizman, aye.
Goodrich, aye.
Okay, so minutes are approved. Back to old business.
Did you do roll call at the beginning? I was kind of preoccupied with getting.
I think I forgot because you were doing that.
Yeah.
So you seated Goodrich and you seated Kites.
For Linda's purposes, you just want to make sure you state who's here for the record.
So she knows.
Sorry, Linda. Your technical boondoggle.
Threw us off.
what a great move.
Anyways, old business. So State Historic Preservation Office Workshop status.
Yep, so they are willing to do training. What they feel, and I think I agree, if you do it best, is that we just do it before our meeting. For FOI, it has to be recorded. It's a special meeting, so it should be here. Do we want to do it before the first or second meeting in February? And do we want to start at 5:30 or 6?
I'd say second.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the 21st of February, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go
I'll
first.
be in the Caribbean, I hope.
Okay.
Might be the only meeting I
Does
missed.
the 7th work for you, or are you busy on the 7th?
7th? is-
Eric.
The first meeting is the 7th, I guess.
Sorry.
21st next month.
There we go, month.
I have to be in the city at 6 AM on the 8th, and I was thinking about going to the city on the 7th.
The 7th of February?
Yeah.
So I take a red eye back.
Okay, so why don't we push it till March then?
We do the 21st of February, or is that the one that everyone?
That's one I'll miss.
Okay.
but I don't know. Okay, she already,
Se-
and Linda
7th of-
proposed the 21st and a bunch of people said they couldn't go then.
The 7th of March, I can't do.
All right, 7th of March, you can't do. How about what's the meeting after that in March?
The 1st of March, I could do.
All right, so let's set it for the 21st of March then.
Yeah.
Or do you want to set a doodle poll out for all members and make them respond over the next 4 meetings and make a determination of who makes, which has the most amount showing up?
Well, that's an idea too.
And give them 1 week to decide, and then at that point, then you'll have the
Don
information.
And Max and Todd.
Well, at least the four of us have all kind of said the 21st, so if we can,
So that gives us a quorum,
if we can get the rest of the people to jump on that one too, that's great.
21st of what?
March.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I will not be here on the 7th of March. And then I'll be here on the 7th of February. I'm just gonna be tired,
Okay,
so.
all right, let's do March 21st then. And then did we want to,
So just for the record, just so Linda knows, how many members will be present? All four here?
four of us at least?
Okay.
Yeah. And then for
We're
the,
hoping that, Don and Todd could be here too, right?
Right.
I mean, or even Max, or maybe everybody.
Yeah, what was the original meeting date that you sent out?
February.
February 21st, yeah. So we'll do March 21st. Perfect.
Okay. Any other old business?
Just give you an update for, so 15 Water Street. Bailey Pryor's been in correspondence with Tom Zandri that we're supposed to meet either late today or tomorrow to discuss the front steps.
Yep.
And also they got outdoor speakers, I guess, on the dive bar. So he's going after them on the outdoor speakers there, and he's Bank and Bridge, same deal with the outdoor speakers there. So
Okay.
that both of those are coming up,
Okay.
Is that a zoning thing or an HCC thing?
HTC thing.
And a
Outdoor
zoning-
speakers are?
Yeah,
Well, they're fixed, but is there still a zoning piece to that too? I'm just curious.
it's noise.
I thought we don't have a noise ordinance, which is something they've been working on
It's a
next year.
nuisance, yeah, it's just a nuisance
No,
issue.
we have a noise ordinance.
We have a noise ordinance as far as hours of operation for things, but we don't have a decibel rating system except for work.
No, you do.
You had to ask me this.
I remember this. I looked it up once.
Yeah, there's something in there, but it's not as strong. None of those are good because you gotta use the noise reader, who nobody's trained for except for the police. I said, so they gotta go out there and do it, and it never works out for the decibel reading that you gotta do. So I mean, it's there, but it's just not.
It's also like 80 decibels, which is like
Yeah,
a car driving by.
oh, yeah.
It's not, yeah. I always thought that was kind of stupid, but anyways,
There's apps on your phone that can do pretty good anyway.
Yeah, but it's not properly,
Yeah.
no, we have one, because we had the issue with, no, you weren't around, but those pumps that were making a bunch of noise with the standard, they swapped out. We got one of the ones that was like $800. I don't know if
Okay,
it was any different on the
right.
phone. We needed something that proved.
probably calibrate those and legally calibrate those. You gotta get certified. And
Yeah.
That's a whole-
The whole like chain of custody or something. Yeah, right. Calibration.
Okay, and then anything else?
I know he's talking to the one on Orchard with the fence. He's still in correspondence with her also.
Earl Street.
Yeah.
That one too.
Vinyl fence, yeah.
And then has Mark come out planning on Grace?
Yeah, Mark actually, they were actually, Perry was gonna send a letter in, but I don't think he got it here in time because he's coming in, but he was out of. the area.
Are they-
I
have they
think he's
done-
kind of-
But are they still on to stop work on that?
No, they got the 5 years to comply.
Okay.
So technically, there's no seal, there's nothing issued on it. They got the
But you
approval.
can't
there.
issue the CO without.
Correct.
Yeah.
With the minor alterations they're doing over there, so. I think Perry wants to come in himself on that one, so he's gonna be coming in, but he's down in Florida right now.
I
So
think it'd be really great if Mark came in. I'm serious.
well, he might, I don't know.
Are you talking driveway guy?
No, this is.
No, the house on Port Rachel Place.
Well, since Mark was so clear about all his intentions and all his architectural details and everything, I'd like him to explain why they didn't. I'm actually really serious. Like,
Yeah, I'm with Eric on this one.
why he didn't follow through with all the stuff that he.
No matter, at the end of the day, the owner is the one that's always responsible though, no matter what. So the owner is the one that's paying the price for everything there, so.
Well, and again, not to bring up what I know is a sensitive subject, I'm very interested to see, we made the guy across the street tear down half his garage, so I hope we have the same,
Mr. Camo also has a habit now of his owners varying dramatically from his designs.
And as a commission, you can keep that in your mind when
That's what
it
I
comes
mean.
back in for another proposal for something.
Like a Pizzetta.
That's not the only one. but
Well, that's,
That's why I think it'd be really good for him to come in. Maybe that could be encouraged from Tom.
See,
Maybe he doesn't want to come.
yeah, I don't know. I think as the owner, he's just being proactive. He wants to come just get it straightened out because he knows he's been notified that there's things that have to get fixed.
I don't think that, yeah, I don't think that,
I know if I was paying, I know if I was the owner, I was paying that kind of money, like, oh, I'm gonna go find out.
yeah, I would come rectify it,
Yeah.
but I don't think the issue so much is with him. I think the issue is more of a question of why did you spend all that time and energy, articulating these complicated architectural features and to just completely dismiss them.
Hmm.
Which also makes you wonder, like, well, how you guys even issued a permit based upon a set of plans that wasn't a set of plans that was approved.
One of the issue.
Hmm?
It was the one that was there.
Clearly not. Oh, then you're saying, so
So they
you're,
varied from the plans is what you're saying.
It deviated from the plans, yeah.
that's why I want the copy just to see.
Can we get a copy? I'd like to see them too.
Yeah, take a look at them, come in and check them
We
out.
can't get them scanned, so we can look at them electronically.
Not yet. We're not online yet. We're close.
Wait, I thought I asked you like 6 weeks ago to print the copy.
And I told you to come in and get it.
Okay, I'll come in tomorrow.
I'll meet you what time? Give me a call.
What time will it be ready?
I don't know if both of you should go. It kind of looks like a conspiracy.
Oh, okay. I'll go after he's done. Let me know when he's done.
It looks like a witch hunt.
A conspiracy is only if two people getting together to commit a criminal act.
No, if there's three of us, it's a problem.
Yeah.
He's the contractor. If I have questions I need to ask him, I can ask you.
He's not the contractor for that one.
I mean, he's a you know what I mean?
Oh, oh.
Contractor. He builds things for a living.
Just print them out. I'll pick them up at 9. I have a meeting at 10.
Print out by 9. Like I said, talk to Linda. She could print them out when you come in for it.
Well, politely, I asked for them to be printed out 8 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago.
You said come in and get them. You pay for them and then they get them for you. That's how it is for everybody.
Okay. So then I'm coming in as I'm coming in as an individual resident of the town asking for a copy. I'm not getting a copy of the HTC. Right. Okay.
And I'll be coming in around 1. So I don't show up when he does. So
I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be,
Bring the forks.
I'm not trying to be a jerk here.
No pitchforks coming in.
Why, if 2 members of the HTC are asking for a copy for enforcing an HTC matter, you guys refuse to just print out a copy?
I'm not saying refuse. I'm saying you got to come in and get it and you got to pay for it though. If you want a physical copy, you can come in and look at the copies all you want.
Okay.
If you want a copy to take home with you, you got to.
No, I don't want a copy to take home particularly. no.
You come in and look at it, you can look at them all day long.
I know you're joking, but I'm saying this, the records are being recorded. It's not a witch hunt. It's like with everybody, whether I agree or not, I want to give them a fair shake. So that's why I go out and I walk the property, I measure.
Mhm.
I'll say for the record, I originally thought that Leo's sign was too big when he authorized that. Went out and I measured all the other signs on Main Street and it complied. So I think as a commissioner, in fairness to an applicant, I've got to use the facts, not just my opinion. So I just want to say that for the record. I know you were kind of joking, but in case anybody listening thinks otherwise, just everybody deserves a fair shake.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel great, but whatever. I think that's weird. So be it.
These plans are different than what was the COA's based on, like, to me, he submitted stuff.
At the end of the day, the applicant is responsible no matter what. If you get an approval on something, and if they submit something that is the same, at the end of the day, to get the CO, it has to be there. So if they change and alter anything, and that's misrepresentation by them
Right.
coming into the whole department. That's what it comes down to at that
That
point.
means you guys weren't even inspecting.
You don't inspect it until it's built.
You don't inspect the framing.
You inspect it, that's when you do it, is you inspect the framing.
Yeah, but he's already way past that point.
I'm,
Yeah,
all right,
but it's a simpler question.
I'm just gonna stop right now.
No,
There-
I'm not trying, I'm just raising a point here, which
Yeah.
is like,
The logistics of how it's done, right? And so when the HTC, you get to come in with HTC approval, you know what you got your approval on. Just
Yeah,
how the inspection gets done, when the staff goes out to do it. So Tom does the inspection.
just let me ask the question. Let me just ask.
On the building side, Seamus was the inspector that was assigned to that one.
So let me just ask the question. This is what I'm just trying to get at. They came in here, they got a set of plans approved.
Mhm.
When I came in to get anything approved ever, I take that set of plans.
Yep.
And I submit for a building permit.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
What I'm just trying to figure out is, did they take that set of plans and submit for a building permit?
I'm assuming they did.
Which if that's the case.
Have I looked at it specifically? No, because it went
I'm not
Tom and it
saying-
went to Seamus. I do not know specifically.
I'm not saying you did. I'm saying though, when then Seamus went to go do the inspections,
Right?
it would have made me think, if I'm checking a framing inspection and I'm looking at a wall and there's not a window there, or if a door
That
is.
is, yeah, and that's the case that with the logistics is when there's a framing inspection done in the HTC, he's to notify Tom, who's supposed to go out and do an inspection at the same time in correspondence with.
Right, but again, what I'm just curious is, did he submit the set of plans that was the ones approved by the HTC, or did he submit the set of
I'll have
plans?
to look tomorrow. I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, but maybe not, right? Because to go to us, you just have to show what it looks like.
Right.
Street, and to build something, you have to have
It's a
the
full detailed set of plans.
load bearing of the walls and stuff like that. We never see that kind of stuff.
No, which.
And when, and in fairness to Seamus, when he's doing,
Right,
it,
so there's-
he's not looking at the detail on the architecture, he's looking to make sure it's built right.
Yeah, right.
So it sounds like maybe we need to have an internal process.
Well, that's where it's at now, and that's where it's going now, and that's why it's becoming stricter and stricter, and you're gonna find more and more of these coming in here now. Just like that vent, you're gonna find a lot more of those coming through. There's gonna be all these little ones that are gonna be minutia ones that are gonna be coming through now.
Because
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
Because what-
because the commission's become a lot more strict with this, so and that's fine. It's a change in the pendulum, and that's what we're gonna do now.
Which is fine, because Gary came in, and the vent is stuck out of the roof 6 inches, so be it, whatever.
Right.
I thought that was silly, but whatever.
I just feel like the Fort Rachel thing is radically different from this vent thing in the sense that I,
Well, it's a larger project.
but I just feel like there's windows where there weren't, where we didn't see windows, and there's not windows where we did see windows, and I
And
feel
it-
like,
And there's roof lines on areas that there weren't roof lines, and there's walkways when there wasn't walkways, and there's all this other stuff.
and so I feel, to me, it goes back to Orchard in a way, like with the fence. Like I'll say I statements. I was presented X and then Y happened. I just feel.
Well, I think you guys learned an important one on that one. You're not supposed to approve chain link fences.
Right, ever, right. But
It's
I
in
mean,
there,
Right.
so never allow them.
right.
It's very simple. Somebody comes in with a chain link fence, I don't allow it.
And that's why I try and make sort of the sticker on it. Those people probably think I'm a little too whatever, but it's, we don't deviate from the book, we don't get in trouble. That's just, I mean, my feeling, guys, is
So do we have,
she better come in on any day, know pretty much how we're gonna vote. We're always gonna stick to the handbook until we change it.
so I can't come in tomorrow, but do we have a copy of the HDC approved Fort Rachel plans?
COA.
The COA.
Yeah, it's in the file.
And do we have access to what the building permit?
Yep.
And so we're able to
We
look
either
at,
have to come in though and view it, or we have to pay for it. Is what
What's-
he's-
For a couple more months until we actually get set up with the online. And then once everything's online, it's gonna be all accessible from online.
But even though that we're conducting our duties as this, we still have to pay for it.
If you want to take it with you. Yeah,
But the HTC stuff's on, you can find it if.
you can come in anytime you want. Look at it.
Package
Yeah, it was,
agenda
I looked, it was right at the beginning of the whole COVID thing, so it wasn't on there.
The meeting wasn't.
Right, but the package wasn't on there.
Oh, really? Oh, because that's the, post that. Okay, I get it. I get it. Because they did that because of COVID, because they wanted,
January of 2021 or something like
that makes sense.
okay.
that. I looked, because that would have been easy, because it's from.
January 2020, that's how far back.
Whatever it was.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
No, but the meetings didn't start getting. I don't remember what happened.
So that's the hangup.
Yeah.
Okay,
2020 sometime.
so there's no copy online of the COA.
We don't have online access yet. We're in the process of trying to get there. Hopefully,
We're past.
hopefully February, March, we should be going live with the online application process.
I have a better idea. Instead of dealing with it tomorrow, why don't you just bring the copy to the next meeting?
Can do that.
Yeah.
There you go. Then everybody's here. Then there's nobody saying anything. It's all
And can you-
recorded.
Then, yeah.
That's great, I could just
That's
see
a
it.
genius idea. High five.
That's the smart side of the table.
Well, I just saying. What's the point?
Yeah. So can you bring the building, what was submitted for the building permit too? So we have apples to apples, so hopefully.
Yeah.
Excellent. Linda, did you hear all that? Is she here?
Yeah,
Never heard her so quiet.
Just because I pay a ton of taxes in this town, just maybe check. and make sure
Yes,
that-
I'm here. What was I supposed to hear? I don't think
Did you
I
hear
heard.
what we just, did you hear what we just talked about?
Peter's bringing the plans to the next meeting. Right.
Both sets.
Okay,
But can we check in the future if we need something as a copy for the HTC? Do we have to come in and pay for it on our own, or can we actually get a copy? I'd love the answer to that.
If you want your own copy to take home,
No, I don't want to take home. I don't want it. You know how much paper I have in my house? I don't want more paper.
what's, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if you want to resolve.
You could also come in and just sit here and review all you want.
I got nothing else to do. I just.
Right,
love to-
exactly, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
Peter, to his point, we volunteer our time, which we're happy to do.
Yeah.
And if we're
It would be a lot easier. for me
conducting
to-
something in our official capacity, you want us to pay for it, we get nickel and dime death down to this. I agree with them.
Well, I'm just trying to say it'd be a lot easier to look at it like when I have some downtime.
Right,
Come in here in
exactly.
the middle of the day.
And then I'll give Tom's full report. I'll have him write up a full report on it when he went out there.
I just think if the deal wasn't made the way it was with respect to all these architectural features and then to just ignore them, either means you had no intention of ever doing them in the first place, or somehow overnight you suddenly decided you didn't want to do it, which I think is just unbelievable.
New business?
No, I got election.
Election of officers, do we want to do that now or wait till everybody's here?
I think we can do it only because we had a habit of putting the thing off for a
Okay.
year every time. So.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last year, we kept putting it off until everybody was here, but there was
All right.
never a time.
I would like to stay on as chairperson for one more year, and that's it.
I second that.
And then I'm out. I'm probably out in general. I'm just.
Is it okay to elect the other two guys that aren't here?
Yes.
That's what,
I mean, that's what I was gonna recommend is that
Just do everybody in their same roles.
we keep everybody the same, keep
That's
Eric as
close.
chair, Don as vice chair and Todd as secretary.
I make a motion to keep Eric as chair, Don as vice chair, and Todd as secretary.
I second that.
All in favor?
Ferguson, I.
Goodman, aye.
Keithman, aye.
Goodrich, aye.
We just elected our officers.
The earliest in the past 5 years. We got that done. Okay, new business?
There was a lot of talk, and I don't know if anyone, but when you were doing over your enforcement, did you talk about the driveway
Oh, yeah, what is the plan?
or anything? I just-
We're gonna be doing, he's got the 5 years.
Okay.
There's the stipulation on it.
No, we can't enforce the original violation.
No, she already gave him a COA.
Again, that was one of those lesson learned, like
Yep.
chain link fence, the driveway is a lesson learned that in future, we say you have to do this within a certain amount of months. Okay, so we'll bring it up for another 5 years.
So sort of new and old business here. We talked about the COG status. I'm gonna get a lot more information and present that under, I guess, old business the next meeting. So I'll get you guys up to speed on that, but there's a lot of grant money we can get. I think one thing we should talk about too, after writing that book, they will actually give us grant money and pay for any experts that we don't have on here to do it. So I kind of think
That'd be terrific.
that's a project we should get on sooner rather than later.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the trouble with the book is that there's new rules that come out, right? Like the state says things about solar panels, for example, that aren't reflected in the book.
And it's 30 years old.
You know what I mean? So there's some stuff that needs to be realigned, right?
I agree.
Or,
Well, there's also stuff I think we need to just decide if we're gonna keep in there or not, because there's a whole section relating to like the roads and then cobblestone gutters in the side of the roads, which I don't think are anywhere anymore.
Mhm.
Be cool if there was, but.
Right.
So
right.
shouldn't even stay in there. So, some of that stuff.
Yep, I agree.
Well, how
And
it
shed
manages-
dormers.
How it manages technology. is
Shed
what I'm
dormers, yeah,
concerned
that
about.
will poo-poos them as like the
Right,
worst thing ever,
right.
but
And
it's a
you
common thing.
put them in, right, right.
I mean, same thing with also prohibitions on something. I think we should just write it, no chain link fences.
Right,
period.
no
Vinyl fences,
vinyl, yeah.
period. Like, just
I
leave it
agree.
at that. Get rid of it. And then if someone down the road wants to change it, they change it down the road. But make it something that people can follow, not something that like right now is subjective at best.
Right, I agree.
But that's what the grant's really gonna help with, right? Because we need somebody to write it.
Yeah, so that,
Like, I'm very interested too, but I don't think we're
It's time.
capable of doing it ourselves because
It's
it's
a
too
lot of
much.
time.
right. No, and like I said, I'm learning all the stuff too, so that's why I'm just like, hey, guys, send me the info so I can, and I think they'll be able to present it even better too than I can, but at least whatever things in writing, whatever we can get, then,
Right.
yeah.
I do think it would maybe be a good idea though, if we could, all of us, by that March meeting or something, maybe just take a. I thought you were gonna try to find it in a Word format.
An editable format. Yeah, I remember we discussed
Hmm.
that. Can we get the handbook in a editable format,
Document.
like a Microsoft Word format versus a,
Isn't it right online?
It's in a PDF.
PDF,
yeah.
So you can't download it?
yeah, but not, we can't edit
You
it.
can convert it. I mean,
You
they're
can convert it
probably
over.
convert it.
You got Adobe?
It's not a.
Yeah,
clean
you can
PDF.
just convert it over with Adobe.
I don't have Adobe.
Because you're thinking we could insert and comment and stuff like that.
So the version that's online isn't like a clean Adobe, like a current Adobe, it's an old.
So I could probably make an Adobe version and send it to you guys.
Well, do you don't have a Word version anywhere?
Wait, we have a Word, we have whatever is a PDF.
So you don't have a Word.
I might be able to convert it on Adobe to Word at work.
You
and
can,
then-
but have fun with that and watch how many different,
I know, it can make
I
a lot
know.
of mistakes.
yeah, you're gonna.
I know.
You're gonna be spending hours editing.
Are there hard copies anywhere?
We can just print out a hard copy, that's easy.
All right, because I think that's
That's a
the way to
start.
go and just hand.
Could you just maybe check, and I don't know what you guys have as a database, or something like that to see.
Yeah, no, she know more than I would about that.
If there's a
Or
Word,
get a printed
if
copy
there's
or
a Word
whatever.
version, that would be significantly
She may have a Word version, I don't know.
It's gonna be a big project to get it, because to revise it requires all public hearings.
Right, it takes a long time,
Right. So it's gonna take-
18 months, 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I figure the sooner we started. the
Yeah,
sooner we
start,
finish it.
but I'd like to get, I mean,
Well,
kind of an outline of what the process would look like, even if we had, just assume we had a,
No, it's not 18 months or 2 years. So if we say.
Realistically,
yeah, say
Just
we
just
like, say we had.
hypothetically, in the next 3
that's
weeks,
what I'm going.
we rewrote this whole thing. We could then
Then what happens?
present it
Right.
as a public hearing, ask for comment, come back, vote on it 2 weeks later, and then send it to town council to be ratified, hypothetically.
hypothetically, in a perfect
Wow.
world where everything goes right.
I mean, I think we pedal to the metal, we could do it.
Where nobody
6
comes to talk
months.
about it.
But I'm just saying, I was just speaking from history and how long it normally takes for these things. It
Yeah,
takes a while.
yeah.
Well, had the zoning board rewrote half the zoning regs
It's been
after.
a long time too.
No, they redid those quick.
Like 2 years.
No,
but even-
after my building, remember they came back and did
That
that.
was just a revision to a couple. That wasn't redoing
Yeah.
the regs.
But that was a
That was a revision to a section.
hefty revision.
Nah,
But I mean,
that doesn't sound-
I'm not saying we gotta rewrite the book either. We can heavily revise the book. I mean,
I want to push, I want to push it to those 2 pieces of the second.
Read the regs.
We all agreed on it just today, like we magically agreed on it. We still have to go to like, I don't know, staff and have them look at it, or legal people or some other
Get it
vendors,
finalized,
right?
yeah.
Some other people to make sure we didn't write stuff that,
Then you gotta go for submittal.
right? And then even you got to get on the agenda of the town council or whoever approves it after, you know what I mean? So I think they're going to read it and comply. I mean, I think there's some vetting and stuff that's going to happen even after we're happy with it. It's going to take a while. I don't know. I'm just.
then you figure you
I'm
got
granted, I'm not in
municipal,
the
you got
town
municipal elections coming in November. So basically from August to November, the town council's not even thinking about any town.
Well, I don't know. I'm
business.
just guessing. I have no idea. I'm just saying.
I just suggest that I don't think you're gonna have any pushback from legal, because you're not, all you're doing is be removing things that aren't relevant anymore.
Right.
And maybe cleaning up a couple things relating to like fencing, because there's nothing else that I can think of that I'm like,
And just add a section about solar,
yeah.
because there's
So
nothing in there about it.
if you presented it, I mean, what's a town council gonna squawk about?
Well, or
Well.
to the state historic guys and say, we'd like your input on this, or, you know.
That's tough because every town that has them, they're totally different. I remember like a couple years ago, Sarah talked about like reworking it, and I remember looking, just Googling other towns. to see.
Right.
They're all so all over.
Yeah.
There's not like a form copy to take it.
Well, second question I imagine would derail us, because I could see the town saying, well, we're okay with it as soon as you get the state to say it's okay.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea if
No.
we said by that March
21st.
first meeting, we printed out a copy for each of us. We took a run through it and just highlighted some stuff that we all saw was like irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
Just to at least get started on it.
Well, the same, that's the meeting the workshop guy's gonna talk to us, right?
Yep.
We can ask him, that's a resource.
Probably give you an idea of his general knowledge of how long it takes.
And like I said, I'll start reaching out to him before, so at the next meeting, I'll try and get us the answers. So when we get to that meeting, it's not just
Maybe
like,
the state guy knows who, I mean, I think they're all different. I've looked too to see who else has them. I'm sorry. I don't know.
no, please.
But maybe some other towns already got something better than we've got.
Yeah.
This is what-
Well, then I think what sometimes they're doing too is they're doing design guidelines and a handbook, so they operate separately. Have you heard this?
There's architectural design review stuff in certain towns.
Like Glastonbury just did one.
And East Lyme has it too.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's their like design guidelines, but those are really difficult because they're really vague. I mean, and a lot of that's just, I don't want to say nonsense, but it's like, design things that are appropriate to the surrounding buildings.
Right.
Cool, okay,
So cause more confusion and more questions than answers they cause. Yeah.
yeah, like talks about like downtowns and things like that. It's not as detailed or specific as this. I mean, this, if we follow this word for word, like, there's not a lot you could do,
Right.
so.
The one thing I would just interject is you may need to have some public workshops or public input prior to the public
Right.
hearing where you're actually, making some recommendations and making some votes. So that might be time that you have to allot for as well.
Okay.
Right.
I don't think it's so much about the time to do it. I think it's just doing it more so.
Yeah, I think we just need
6
to
months or 18 months, whatever.
set a
Yeah.
benchmarks and go for it.
'Cause that would solve a lot of the headaches, fixing it. Or updating it, whatever the right term is. Okay,
So I'm just want to make sure we have our laundry list of requests. Are we asking Peter to look for a Word version or are we not?
yeah, if you have a Word version and you can find it, just email it to everyone. That would make things a lot easier. If you don't,
Should be able to convert a PDF or if it's a Word.
Paper.
Should be able to do the same
right,
thing with
but
that.
what I'm trying to say to you is, if you take the version you have online and try to convert it, because I've tried to convert sections, especially when I was responding to all this recent debacle.
Yeah.
The PDF is so poor that when you convert it, it changes like an O to a 0 and a P to a 6, and
Right.
it doesn't convert. If you take a PDF that you created like yesterday on Adobe and you try to convert it, it's going to convert perfect. That's your online version is not clean enough
So we
to,
should have a master one somewhere.
that's what I'm getting at, yeah. There should be something.
Yeah, there would have been a master one set up to IT when they originally put it in there.
And you've got it because there's updates up to 2017 and stuff. So someone did it.
Yeah.
They didn't do it in PDF.
Yeah.
So more likely than not. And if so, if you could just,
And
yeah,
Word is preferred.
because we can do track changes.
All right.
Makes it
Or
easier.
make comments about sentence.
We can do track changes and you can actually submit it. You can circle one around. Okay. Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Just,
Wait, you're done with your.
no, I just want to, I'm not going to put